You're living like every other mediocre man. You wake up when you feel like it. You do what's easy and avoid what's hard. You seek comfort and flee discomfort. You make excuses when challenged and quit when things get difficult. You're exactly like 99% of men who live average lives, have average results, and die with average regrets. Not because you lack potential, but because you have same habits as everyone else. You're operating on default programming society installed. Wake up groggy, scroll phone, eat convenient junk, work just enough to not get fired, go home exhausted, zone out with entertainment, repeat until death. That's not living, that's existing. And every day you continue these patterns, you drift further from exceptional and deeper into average. Miyamoto Musashi wasn't born different from other men. He was born into same world, faced same challenges, had same human weaknesses. But he developed 10 specific habits that separated him from every other warrior of his era. These weren't complicated philosophies or lucky advantages. They were daily practices anyone could do, but almost nobody would do, because they required choosing hard path when easy path was available. He woke before dawn when others slept. He trained when others relaxed. He sought difficult challenges when others avoided them. He maintained extreme standards when others made exceptions. He eliminated distractions when others indulged them. He practiced daily discipline when others practiced daily comfort. Over decades, these small daily differences compounded into massive gap between ordinary warrior and legendary master. Self-help industry teaches you success comes from big changes, dramatic transformations, finding your passion. All lies designed to sell courses. Real separation comes from 10 specific habits executed daily with zero compromise. Not when motivated, not when convenient, every single day without exception. Musashi proved this for 40 years. Modern neuroscience confirms it. Habits create identity. Identity creates behavior. Behavior creates results. You want different results? Install different habits. In next 10 topics, you get exact 10 habits that separate exceptional from average. These aren't feel-good suggestions, they're non-negotiable practices. Habit 1 controls your morning. Habits 2 and 3 control your productivity. Habits 4 through 6 control your standards. Habits 7 through 9 control your growth. Habit 10 controls your focus. Master all 10 and you're no longer part of 99%. You're in the 1% who actually live instead of just exist. First habit starts tomorrow morning, whether you're ready or not. Habit 1, wake before most men even set their alarm. First habit separating you from 99% is waking before most men even set their alarm. Not 7 a.m. when everyone else wakes, not 6 a.m. when early risers wake. 5 a.m. or earlier when world is still dark and silent. This isn't about being morning person or night owl. This is about claiming hours that belong to you before world makes demands on your time. Most men wake up already behind, already reactive, already responding to other people's priorities through emails and messages. You wake up when you still control the day. Those quiet morning hours before dawn are when you build yourself instead of just responding to world. Why specifically before dawn? Because separation from average starts with doing what average men won't do. Average men hit snooze 3 times. Average men check phone first thing. Average men start day in reactive mode, already behind schedule. You do opposite. You wake when it's hard to wake. You claim time when it's easy to sleep. That act alone puts you in top 10% of men just on discipline. But it's not just about discipline, it's strategic advantage. Hours before dawn have no interruptions, no meetings, no demands. Your willpower is maximum. Your focus is sharpest. Your mind hasn't been cluttered yet. This is when you do work that separates you from pack. Implementation is simple. Set alarm for 5 a.m. starting tomorrow. Not Monday, tomorrow. Place alarm across room so you must stand to turn it off. When alarm sounds, count backwards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move immediately. No negotiation, no just 5 more minutes, no checking time to see if you can sleep longer. Feet hit floor within 5 seconds. First 3 days are brutal. Days 4 through 7 get easier. After 2 weeks, you won't need alarm because body adapts to rhythm. Most important, no exceptions for weekends, holidays, or bad sleep night. You wake at 5 a.m. every day, or you're not doing this habit, you're just occasionally waking early. Consistency is what separates from average. Next habit determines what you do with those claimed hours. Habit 2, train your body before most men wake up. Second habit is training your body before most men even get out of bed. Not sometime during day when you find time. Not evening when you're exhausted from work. Immediately after waking, within 10 minutes maximum, you're already training. Could be weightlifting, running, calisthenics, martial arts, doesn't matter what specifically. What matters is by 5:15 a.m., you're already sweating while average men are still sleeping or scrolling phone in bed. This physical training does something powerful. It proves immediately that you're a different type of man. Average man prioritizes comfort. You prioritized growth over comfort before sun even rose. Why train immediately instead of later? Because later never happens. Every man says, "I'll work out after work." Then work drains him. Something comes up, motivation disappears, workout gets skipped. Training first thing removes all excuses. You're not tired yet. You haven't been derailed yet. You haven't made 1,000 small compromises yet that deplete your willpower. You train when you're strongest, not weakest. Also creates psychological momentum. You completed something difficult before 6 a.m. Everything else that day is easier by comparison. Musashi trained every dawn for 40 years regardless of circumstances. Not because he always felt energized and ready, because he was warrior and warriors train. That identity executed the habit automatically. Implementation. Choose one training protocol you'll do every morning. Make it challenging enough to require real effort, but simple enough you can't excuse engineer your way out. No gym required, no equipment needed. No circumstances preventing execution. Could be 100 push-ups and 100 squats. Could be 5-kilometer run. Could be 30 minutes bodyweight circuit. Whatever you choose, make minimum commitment you'll hit even on worst days. On worst day, you do minimum. On normal days, you exceed it. On great days, you crush it. But 0 days with 0 training. That's non-negotiable separator from average who train when they feel like it. Next habit ensures your peak mental hours aren't wasted on trivial tasks. Habit 3, complete your most valuable work before noon. Third habit is completing your most valuable work before noon while most men are still checking emails and warming up. This is work that moves needle on your goals, builds your skills or creates your future. Not busy work, not responding to requests, not attending meetings. The one task that, if completed, would make today successful regardless of what else happens. Could be writing, creating, building, learning, strategic planning, difficult problem solving. Whatever moves you forward instead of just keeping you busy. This task happens during your peak cognitive hours after training, before world drains your mental energy. Why most valuable work before noon? Because you have finite mental energy that depletes throughout day. Every email drains some. Every meeting drains some. Every decision drains some. Every distraction drains some. By afternoon, you're operating on fumes, trying to do important work with depleted resources. That's why most men never make significant progress. They waste peak hours on trivial tasks and attempt important work when exhausted. You do opposite. Most valuable work gets peak hours, everything else gets leftover time. Musashi understood this intuitively. Most important training at dawn when fresh. Strategic duels when sharp, simple drills when tired. He matched task importance to energy levels. You do same. Implementation starts tonight. Identify tomorrow's most valuable task. Write it specifically. Not vague, work on project. Specific, write 1,000 words on Chapter 3. Tomorrow after training, you execute that task immediately. No email first, no social media just to check, no easier tasks as warm-up. Those are procrastination disguised as productivity. Your morning sequence is now. Wake 5 a.m., habit 1, train immediately. Habit 2, execute most valuable work. Habit 3, 3 hours that separate you from 99% who waste mornings on low-value activities. By 8 a.m. you've already won the day, while average man is still deciding what to wear. Next 3 habits control your standards in ways average men never consider. Habit 4, say no to everything that doesn't serve your mission. 4th habit is saying no to everything that doesn't directly serve your primary mission. Most men say yes to everything. Yes to social obligations they don't care about. Yes to commitments that drain their energy. Yes to opportunities that distract from main goal. Yes to relationships that take more than they give. They're afraid of missing out, afraid of disappointing others, afraid of seeming selfish or difficult. So they say yes to 1,000 things until they're so overcommitted there's no time or energy for what actually matters. You do opposite. You say no to 95% of things so you can say absolute yes to the 5% that matters. Why ruthless no? Because every yes to something unimportant is no to something important. Your time and energy are finite. When you commit to thing that doesn't serve your mission, you're stealing from thing that does. Average men don't understand this. They think they can do everything. They can't. Nobody can. You have to choose. Musashi chose combat mastery as his mission. Everything else got no. Social events, no. Political games, no. Relationships, no. Teaching students who weren't serious, no. Anything that didn't serve becoming undefeatable warrior got eliminated. That focus is what created mastery. Your mission needs same focus. If it doesn't serve the mission, it doesn't deserve your yes. Implementation requires brutal honesty about your mission. If you don't have clear mission, you can't say no effectively because you don't know what you're saying yes to. So first, define your mission in one sentence. Not vague. Be successful. Specific. Build $10 million business in software by age 35. Or become top 1% martial artist by age 30. Once mission is clear, evaluation becomes simple. Does this opportunity serve mission? Yes, consider it. No, decline immediately without guilt. Practice saying, no, that doesn't fit my current priorities, without over-explaining. You don't owe elaborate justification. No is complete sentence. Most important, say no to good opportunities that aren't great. Good is enemy of great. Average men chase every good opportunity. Exceptional men wait for great opportunities aligned with mission. Next habit controls how you spend discretionary time. Habit 5. Eliminate entertainment that doesn't improve you. 5th habit is eliminating entertainment that doesn't improve you, while most men waste hours daily on mindless consumption. Not reducing slightly, eliminating completely. No scrolling social media for dopamine hits. No binge-watching series designed to be addictive. No gaming for hours in escapism. No pornography destroying your drive. No mindless YouTube rabbit holes. Average men spend 3 to 5 hours daily on entertainment that makes them weaker, dumber, and less capable. You spend that time on entertainment that makes you stronger, smarter, and more capable. Reading books that build knowledge, training skills that build competence, creating things that build portfolio, conversations that build relationships. Why eliminate instead of moderate? Because moderation doesn't work with addictive entertainment designed by billion-dollar companies to be unmoderable. You think you'll watch one episode, algorithm feeds you next. You think you'll scroll for 5 minutes, infinite feed traps you for an hour. You think you'll game for 30 minutes. Dopamine loop keeps you there for 4 hours. These systems are engineered to override your self-control. You can't moderately use slot machine. You either use it or you don't. Same with engineered entertainment. Musashi had zero entertainment in modern sense. His entertainment was reading strategy texts, practicing calligraphy, meditating. Every activity served improvement. That's how ordinary man became extraordinary. Implementation is painful but necessary. Delete all social media apps from phone. Not logged out, deleted. Cancel streaming subscriptions. Not, I'll resist temptation. Remove the temptation. Uninstall games. Block websites if needed. Replace entertainment hours with improvement hours. Those 3 to 5 hours daily average men waste. You invest in reading 50 books per year, or learning high-income skill, or building side business, or mastering martial art. After 1 year, you've invested 1,000+ hours in improvement, while average man invested 1,000+ hours in nothing. After 5 years, the gap is so massive, you're not even playing same game anymore. This separation isn't luck or talent. It's ruthless elimination of activities that don't improve you. Next habit controls how you handle obstacles that stop average men. Habit 6, choose the harder path when easier is available. Sixth habit is deliberately choosing harder path when easier path is available. Most men always choose path of least resistance. Elevator instead of stairs, drive instead of walk, order delivery instead of cook, hire someone instead of learn, comfortable temperature instead of exposure to elements, easy conversation instead of difficult truth. Processed convenient food instead of nutrition that requires effort. Every choice optimizes for comfort and convenience. Over years, thousands of these small choices compound into weak man who can't handle any hardship. You do opposite. Every day you choose hard path multiple times specifically to train hardship tolerance. Why choose hard when easy is there? Because ease makes you weak and hardship makes you strong. This isn't metaphor, it's biology. Your body and mind adapt to demands placed on them. Zero demand creates zero adaptation. Constant demand creates constant adaptation. When you always choose comfort, you train yourself to need comfort. When you regularly choose discomfort, you train yourself to handle discomfort. Average man has been training weakness for decades through 1,000 small comfort choices. He literally cannot handle hardship anymore. Job stress breaks him. Relationship conflict breaks him. Physical discomfort breaks him. Minor obstacles break him. You're training opposite. Deliberately choosing hard path creates anti-fragility that makes you stronger under stress instead of weaker. Implementation is daily practice. Every day choose hard path, minimum 3 times. Take stairs when elevator available. Walk when could drive. Cold shower when hot is easier. Cook nutritious meal when delivery is convenient. Have difficult conversation when avoidance is tempting. Train hard when rest is comfortable. Work on valuable project when entertainment is calling. Each choice seems small. What difference does taking stairs make? Individually, almost nothing. Compound over 365 days? Massive difference in your capacity to handle difficulty. After a year of choosing hard path 3 times daily, you've made 1,095 difficulty choices. Average man made 1,095 comfort choices. You're not same type of man anymore. You're type who runs toward challenges while they run toward comfort. Next 3 habits control your continuous growth while average men stagnate. Habit 7. Study your failures like most men study their successes. 7th habit is studying your failures with brutal honesty. While most men avoid analyzing what went wrong, average man fails at something and immediately moves on without learning anything. Didn't work out, whatever, next. Or worse, creates elaborate excuses explaining why failure wasn't his fault. Market conditions, bad timing, other people, circumstances beyond control. Never his decisions, never his execution, never his responsibility. So he repeats same mistakes forever because he never diagnosed what actually failed. You do opposite. Every failure gets systematic analysis. What specifically went wrong? What did I control? What would I do differently? What pattern is repeating? You extract maximum learning from every mistake so you never make it twice. Why study failures instead of successes? Because failures teach more than successes. Success can happen despite mistakes if circumstances are favorable. You learn nothing from success except that worked, not why it worked or whether it would work again. Failure is different. Failure forces you to confront what doesn't work. Failure reveals weaknesses in your thinking, gaps in your skills, flaws in your strategy. Musashi lost training duels occasionally early in career. He didn't make excuses. He studied exactly what opponent did that defeated him, what opening he left, what technique failed. Then he never lost to that technique again. His failures became curriculum for mastery. Your failures should do same. Implementation requires written analysis. After any significant failure, sit down within 24 hours and write answers to 5 questions. What specific outcome did I expect? What actual outcome occurred? What decisions or actions of mine contributed to this outcome? What was within my control that I could have done differently? What pattern from previous failures am I repeating? This forces honest analysis instead of emotional reaction. You'll see patterns. Maybe you consistently underestimate time required. Maybe you consistently avoid difficult conversations until they explode. Maybe you consistently choose short-term reward over long-term benefit. These patterns are invisible until you write them down. Average man never sees patterns because he never analyzes. You see them clearly and eliminate them systematically. Next habit ensures you're always expanding capabilities while average men stay stagnant. Habit 8. Learn one new skill every quarter. 8th habit is deliberately learning one new skill every quarter, while most men learn nothing new after age 25. Average man reaches minimal competence in job, stops learning, coasts for 30 years wondering why career stagnates. His skills from 2015 are same skills in 2025. World move forward, he didn't. You do opposite. Every 3 months you identify skill that would make you more valuable and you learn it to functional competence. Not mastery necessarily, functional competence where you can use it effectively. Could be technical skill, creative skill, physical skill, social skill, language skill, anything that expands your capability. 4 new skills per year. Over decade, that's 40 new skills compound advantage. Why 1 per quarter? Because it's aggressive enough to create rapid growth but sustainable enough to actually complete. 1 skill per month is too fast, burns out. 1 skill per year is too slow, minimal growth. 1 per quarter gives you 12 weeks to go from 0 to functional competence, which is achievable in almost any skill with focused practice. Musashi mastered sword fighting, then learned painting, calligraphy, poetry, sculpture, military strategy, philosophy. He never stopped expanding. At 50, he was learning new arts at same intensity as age 20. That continuous learning kept his mind sharp and gave him multi-dimensional perspective others lacked. Most men are one-dimensional because they stopped learning one thing deeply. You become multi-dimensional through learning systematically. Implementation is structured commitment. Choose your next skill today. Make it specific, not vague. Not learn Spanish, but hold 15-minute conversation in Spanish. Not get better at sales, but close 10 sales calls using specific framework. Duck, then allocate 30 minutes daily for next 12 weeks exclusively to that skill. That's 42 hours of focused practice, enough to reach functional competence in most skills. Use first 2 weeks consuming best resources, books, courses, videos. Use middle 8 weeks deliberate practice. Use final 2 weeks testing competence in real situations. After 12 weeks, you have new skill. Choose next skill, repeat. After 5 years, you have 20 skills average man doesn't have. That gap makes you 10 times more valuable. Next habit ensures your learning compounds through documentation. Habit 9, document everything you learn. Ninth habit is documenting everything you learn, while most men let knowledge evaporate. Average man reads book, learns something useful, never writes it down, forgets it within weeks. Attends seminar, gets insights, takes mental notes, remembers nothing within months. Has breakthrough realization, tells himself he'll remember, completely forgets within year. All that learning vanishes like it never happened. You do opposite. Every book you read gets written summary of key insights. Every skill you learn gets documented with specific techniques. Every mistake you make gets written analysis. Every success gets written breakdown of what worked. You create external brain capturing everything valuable so knowledge compounds instead of evaporates. Why document instead of just remember? Because human memory is an unreliable storage system that degrades over time. You think you'll remember important insight forever. You won't. Study after study shows we forget 70% of what we learn within days without reinforcement. Writing creates reinforcement. More importantly, written documentation allows pattern recognition across time. When you write down failures, you see patterns repeating across years you'd never notice from memory alone. When you document learning, you connect dots between different domains, creating insights that wouldn't emerge otherwise. Musashi wrote extensively. Book of Five Rings compiled decades of documented insights. Without documentation, those insights would have died with him. Your documentation creates compounding knowledge asset. Implementation is simple system. Keep one notebook or digital document for each category. Notebook for book summaries, where every book gets one-page summary with 3 key insights and 3 action items. Notebook for skill documentation, where every skill learned gets breakdown of key techniques and common mistakes. Notebook for failure analysis, where every significant failure gets 5-question analysis from habit 7. Notebook for success patterns, where every win gets breakdown of what worked and why. Review these notebooks quarterly to spot patterns and refresh memory. After 5 years, you have hundreds of pages documenting your learning journey. Average man has nothing but fading memories. You have written record-proving growth and capturing knowledge. Final habit controls your focus more powerfully than any previous habit. Habit 10. Protect your attention like most men protect their money. 10th habit is protecting your attention like most men protect their money. Average man guards his wallet carefully, budgets his spending, tracks his finances, worries about wasting money, but gives away his attention freely to anyone and anything demanding it. Notifications interrupt him constantly. People derail him with quick questions that consume hours. Endless meetings fragment his day. Social media hijacks his focus for hours. His attention, his most valuable non-renewable resource, gets traded for nothing. You treat attention as more valuable than money, because it is. You can earn more money. You cannot earn more time or attention. Every minute of attention traded is gone forever. So you guard it ruthlessly. Why is attention more valuable than money? Because attention is what creates everything valuable. Focused attention on valuable work creates money. Focused attention on relationships creates connection. Focused attention on learning creates skills. Focused attention on health creates vitality. Focused attention on craft creates mastery. Attention is ultimate resource that generates all other resources. Money multiplies attention's value but can't replace it. Rich man with fragmented attention achieves less than poor man with focused attention. Musashi understood this absolutely. He eliminated everything competing for his attention, lived alone, owned nothing, removed all distractions, protected his attention like his life depended on it because his effectiveness literally did. Your effectiveness depends on same protection. Implementation requires building barriers. Turn off all notifications on all devices. Not silenced, turned off. Nobody needs to reach you instantly. Check messages on your schedule, not their schedule. Block social media sites during work hours using website blockers. Not relying on willpower. removing access. Schedule specific times for email, maybe twice daily, and ignore it outside those times. Learn to say "not now" when people interrupt with non-emergencies. Create physical space where you work that others know not to interrupt. Use headphones as "do not disturb" signal, even if not listening to anything. These barriers feel antisocial initially, but create focus that produces work, making everyone's lives better. 1 hour of protected attention produces more value than 8 hours of fragmented attention. Average man gives attention to everyone. Exceptional man protects attention for what matters. These 10 habits create complete separation from average. Now you need to install them systematically. You just received 10 specific habits that separate 1% from 99%. Not inspirational theory, not feel-good advice, 10 executable practices with massive compound effects. Wake before dawn when world sleeps. Train when others scroll phones. Complete valuable work during peak hours. Say no to everything not serving mission. Eliminate entertainment that doesn't improve you. Choose hard path when easy available. Study failures like curriculum. Learn new skill every quarter. Document everything you learn. Protect attention like life depends on it. These aren't suggestions, they're requirements for separation from average. Install all 10 systematically, and you're living completely different life than 99% of men. Challenge starts tomorrow, 5 a.m. Implement habit 1 perfectly. Post in comments, "I'm done being average, starting 10 samurai habits tomorrow," and declare your 5 a.m. wake time with 0 exceptions. Create public commitment. If this showed you exactly what separates exceptional from average, subscribe for more warrior protocols based on action, not theory. Being like 99% is easy, comfortable, safe, and leads to average results and average regrets. Being in 1% is hard, uncomfortable, dangerous, and leads to exceptional results and 0 regrets. Choose now. See you when you've installed all 10 habits and separated completely from average men who watch videos but change nothing.